Hi, this is Joseph. I'm going to review the trades that I executed in my chat room today. I trade the S&P. I trade the S&P on my Apex accounts. For those of you who are really familiar, I think a lot of people they're pretty familiar with Apex. They do a lot of marketing and promoting, and a lot of people are really familiar with it. So Apex and other companies that are very similar that offer similar accounts. Apex, however, does allow me to trade up to 20 accounts on my, with one individual, one client. You can start off with just one. I'm not saying at all that you have to have 20 accounts to do what I do. That's not true. You can certainly do what I do with one account and just get the payouts. So consistently, every 2 weeks, I get a payout with my Apex accounts. And my trading system, I primarily trade the S&P. I trade off with a 5-minute chart. I am looking at multiple time frames. I've mentioned that in my free ebook. You can go to my website and download it. The ebook is titled 10 Ticks to 80K. I gave it that title because there was a promotion that Apex was doing back in December, and they talked about one of their videos. They were a special promotion. They were talking about getting 20 $50,000 accounts and then trading those. Each account, as long as you hit the parameters and you do what you're supposed to and you don't breach the rules or anything like that, once you pass the evaluation, when you get a payout, you can get a payout every 2 weeks. Each account will pay out a minimum of $2,000. Again, this is taken into consideration. You've done everything you're supposed to actually get the payout. So each account will pay out a minimum of $2,000 on a $50,000 account. If you have 20 of them, you can get $40,000 every 2 weeks or $80,000 every month. So that was why I titled the book 10 ticks to 80K. The gentleman in the promotional video for Apex, he mentioned all you got to do is just hit 10 ticks a day, like 10 ticks a day. Don't make any mistakes or don't make it any more complicated than it needs to be. He kept repeating that, which is what we all know, right? We all kind of overcomplicate. We're our own worst enemy when it comes to trading. So to a certain degree, I think a lot of people that join my chat room, they say that I've really oversimplified it because I'm not scalping. So if you look at this area right here, this is right around, midday. It starts to go sideways. It does that before then, but you can see that it's really sort of going sideways for the most part. There's nothing for me to really do. I'm not going to scalp for, half a point, 3/4 of a point, or a point and a half. I don't know where it's going to go. My setup, I know that it's in almost every case, and it's possible that I could have a loss, but every trade is with the intention that it's going to hit 5.25 points. That's 21 ticks. So if you look at that, promotion that the gentleman was talking about in the Apex video, he says 10 ticks a day is really all you need. So we're hitting, we're doing what we need to do, and as long as we don't give that back. So again, I'm looking for opportunities to minimize the areas or the times that I'm more likely to find or make mistakes, find trades that are 50-50, not the perfect trade that I know without a doubt. When I see that setup, it's going to work the way I expect it to work. So you can see here that, again, going back to that blue dot, that's the first 5-minute bar. I took that trade. It was a breakout, hit the first or hit that target for 5.25 points. That was it. I didn't expect much more because I knew how far we had already traveled overnight. And then that move right around, I call it 4 o'clock. That was California time. I'm in California, so I'm 3 hours behind. But that was about 7 o'clock in the morning. I start my chat room just before 10 o'clock New York time. And I do that because for a lot of reasons, but I talk about it in my ebook if you want to read that. There was a really interesting statistic that I was able to break down with the data after putting everything into TraderView and a few other trading journals before that. I realized that often when I'm not paying attention at the open, it's very easy to get stuck in a lot of trades that just don't pay out. They don't work the way I expect them to. It's basically, I'm just kind of scrambling and scalping for trades that are paying less than 5.25 points. And I found that a lot of my trades, my losing trades, were often before 10 o'clock New York time. So I sat back and I looked at the data and I thought, okay, well, how about I just go for a few weeks, maybe a month, however long it takes for me to get enough trades, and just trade only after 10 o'clock. And when I did that, I saw a dramatic improvement. It didn't make any sense for me to continue to try and trade before 10 o'clock at that point until I was able to get my mind around my mindset right. Maybe it was just, and for a lot of us, sometimes it's just, maybe it's just something that's going on in the family. Maybe it's just something going on that's stressing us out before we even sit down to execute trades where we're not 100% mindful on the trade. That is our job. That's our responsibility. That's what we're supposed to do at that point. And sometimes all of those external things that are kind of hitting us and surrounding us in our regular outside of the office lifestyle, those things can have an impact. So again, if you're sort of struggling with that, I find that a lot of other traders do the same thing. They avoid trading before 10 o'clock and they get better results. So it's something to consider. I do take trades obviously before when I know I'm 100% mindful. I'm in the moment. I'm in the trades. Nothing's bothering me. I'm not distracted with anything. Then I think at that point it's okay. But still, it doesn't mean that I'm going to get any trades. You can see from that blue circle to that red diamond. That blue circle is the first 5-minute bar. That red diamond is the sixth bar. So before the bar 6, I really don't have any trades in here. And you can see it didn't really provide me any trading opportunities here on that day. Other days it does. It breaks out on the first 5-minute bar and it just keeps going. Those are different days. We need to take a look at what was going on. But what was going on before the market opened led me to believe that we were probably going to see a day like this. Again, also no news, really nothing, no significant catalyst. If I look at my larger time frames, this area right up here ran into an area of resistance from last Wednesday's closing price. Often I see Wednesday's closing price have an impact, and that's not always the case. It really depends. You have to look for these areas, but I know what I was looking for. And I could see that it was going to be a relatively contained type of trading range day. So I was very specific with my trades. There was one other trade right here that looked like a possible signal that I would normally trade. It was a kind of a trigger bar, but I knew that it was too early. I knew that we were likely to see pullbacks and retracements, and I wait until those are more or less out of the way. And then all the other bars right here didn't provide that trigger bar. This bar didn't provide the trigger bar that I needed. This was the bar that provided the trigger that I needed long after the retracement. So I just sat patiently and waited for it. And there again, it gave me another 5.25 points. So the total was 42 ticks today. 42 ticks or 10.5 points S&P. I only trade the S&P in my chat room. If you trade in a way that's very similar to what you see here, in other words, a very patient, very timed manner, a way of executing your trades and waiting for the outcome. Again, I can't always predict what every move is going to make, so I don't take all of these trades in and out. My style, my method, my way of trading may not be for the type of trader that likes to scalp and wants to hit, their 10 tick, whatever their average daily goal is early in the day. I don't know when that's going to happen. Very often I'll have anywhere from 1 to 3 trades or 1 to 5 trades, even though I find trades after 10 o'clock New York time, and that's long before the market's even closed. But it doesn't happen every day, so I can't guarantee how many trades there's going to be. Every day, I just try to do the same thing. I try to do the right thing. I try not to make any mistakes where I'm giving back money. I don't want to chase anything that I don't understand. I'm not going to test anything. I'm always testing outside of my trading parameters to see if I can grow and expand and find other opportunities that make sense to me, where I could find a 5.25 point move. To me, a 5.25 point move makes sense because if I only need to find 2 or 3 of them, I'm going to hit my goal. My goal is to do that 10 tick every day. Obviously, I can go far over and above that with just finding 2 trades that hit 5.25 points. And I do everything that I possibly can to contain my behavior, contain my thoughts, contain my trading environment, and to control it so that I don't make any mistakes between these 2 trades. Here was a trade, here was a trade. I don't want to make any mistakes in between. It doesn't mean that I avoid trades. I'm not avoiding trades when I see my perfect signal. If I see my perfect signal and the conditions are right, I'll hit the trade. But these conditions were not right when it started to set up bars that looked like a trigger, my typical trigger, but it still wasn't the right conditions. The conditions need to be right. The conditions, you figure out your conditions based on how many times have you taken the trade, how many times have you studied the trade, how many times have you executed the trades, how many times have you done it right. Have you been able to grow as a trader with that particular trade and see how far you can take that trade? You've got to do your best on every one of your trades. It's got to turn into your best trade setup. And only you can do that. That's how I was able to figure out these trades. So in the chat room, I'll walk you through exactly why I take these trades. Now, it may be that you might pick up on what I'm doing and then also convert that or add it to whatever it is that you're doing today. That's perfect. That's what makes a market. That's what makes a trader. That's what we want to do. We want to take this, anything that we learn, somebody who's willing to share the insights and will help you, in most cases, prevent the situations where you find you are likely to make more mistakes frequently that lead to either negative days or where you just can't close your week with a profit to get those payouts. What you want is those payouts. You want to be able to get those payouts every 2 weeks. but it's not mandatory, right? If you can't hit the 2 weeks, then focus on once a month, whatever the case is. So I get the question, should I jump in? Should I buy? Apex is having a big sale. Should I buy all 20? I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would say start off with just the smallest one account, work your way through, find a good group of people that you like trading with, find somebody who will teach you the way they trade that is similar to your trading style, and work with that individual. Find a good, a study partner and a good mentor who will walk you through this and help you so that you can get there and shortcut this, the whole learning experience. So again, uh, my chat room, you can you can get to it by clicking on the link below in the description. Once you go there, you can download my ebook, take a look at that, and if that stuff makes sense, what I put in the ebook, if it makes sense, then consider joining my chat room. If you join my email list, I actually send out discounts for my chat room. My chat room is a one-time monthly payment. It's not an automatic billing cycle. You pay every month that you go. So each month you want to continue, you have to resubscribe. I want to make sure that anybody that's in my chat room wants to stay with me and likes what the results that they're getting out of it, so that before they continue to pay for month after month. So again, it's only a 1 month time. Take a look at it, see if you like it. If you got any questions, my email is at the very bottom of the page on my website. Thanks for watching.